Hi, Scritty here, Deduca.com, and today we're going to look at making money in the game. Oh no, it's something that a lot of you are stuck on, and you do need a ton of money if you're going to develop some of the really big maps in this game. Now you can take it nice and slow, of course you can, but there's a way early on in the game where you can use the stock market and the fact that you can accelerate time. Now some people don't want to use this feature because they almost consider it cheating, because once you know how to do it, you can make quite a lot of money quite quickly. But we are going to cheat. I'm going to turn the time off. This down here, the time controller, is your friend during this. So we'll go to the market and we'll have a little look. Now what we're looking for here in the market is where this graph here is well below that first. You've got the base notch. I call that the base because nothing goes below that. And you've got the first notch up. It's sort of a half length one. We want stocks that are actually below that, preferably. Now you can go through pretty quickly using the arrow keys. If you've got arrow keys, if you're not using a laptop, or if you've got a laptop that allows you to use arrow keys. And we're looking for is one there pretty close. We'll whiz through again. So first of all, what I'm doing, I'm going through every stock. Fishery, agriculture first, then construction, manufacturing. I'm going to go through them all. Then the second row, news, retail and service sector. And I'm looking for those low price share. Oh, way, that's pretty close. Right, there's some. Just on that, that's fine. We're now going to stock up. We're going to buy a load of those shares. We're going to carry on now. Whoa, here we go. We're going to buy a load of those shares. Let's carry on. Don't buy anything above that sort of level, or not much above anyway. Oh, here we go. You can see my cash shooting down there. As long as it stays above about 2.5, well, 250 million I should say, we'll be fine. Carrying on down, that's not too bad, but we found some better ones, so no need to. Oh, there we go. Now you can probably guess what I'm going to do here, and that's close. Yeah, we've close, but we've seen better. We've got some quite good ones to start off with here. That's fine. We've seen some pretty good ones there. So there's no need to invest in anything above that first notch really. Now what I'm going to do is get the game going, and I'm going to put the time up to 36 times. And there is a delay between you placing an order for shares and buying them. There's also a delay. Alright, hang on. There we go. Between you selling shares or wanting to sell shares and then being sold, and during that delay the market will respond to what you've done. Now I've been chatting with a couple of guys on Steam Forum who are playing this, and what I've found is that if you dump a load of shares very quickly, all of them, the price might plummet, but you might get them all out in one go. If you dump a lot, then you'll be left with some, and the price will drop to reflect the fact that you've sold a load of shares. So there's a lot of shares on the market, so the price drops, and then the price will rise again over a period of time. So I think the rule really is sell them all, or just a tiny bit, and be prepared to wait for longer. Now if you sell a bit at a time, you'll end up making more profit, but you spend more time managing your shares. If you dump them all out, you make a lot more. Now you can see here, look, that those share prices have roughly almost tripled. If I click on there now, and then go to sell shares, I can now sell those shares. I'm going to keep this on, and you'll see the share price will probably start to reflect the fact I put a load on the market and start to dip back down again. Hopefully it won't dip below that level there, because there's also a broker's cost when you sell shares. But let's see what happens. It started to go down. I've still got them. I still own those shares. There, they've gone. Okay, so there I've made a tidy sum. That tells me the profit I've made, 21 million from those shares. I've got some more here. These aren't doing too brilliantly. I've got some more here. These aren't doing awesomely either. Did I buy a couple there? Yeah, I bought a couple there, didn't I? I bought those. We're not doing brilliantly. Those. So we'll carry on, speed up the game. We're looking for here we go. We've got now. You see that you can get caught out. It tends to go in a nice little sine wave. Okay. Oh, yeah. The sine wave isn't okay. I want it to get to a higher level than that. It's flat line now. Just a little twit, and there it's actually gone below my buying level. Now would be a good time to buy some more, but you can only buy a maximum of 100,000 shares, which is 10 lots of 10,000. Right, here we go. It's recovering. Now, let's have a look at some of the other ones, see how they're going. You can see that at that point I'm making a huge loss if I sold now. And now we're into the profit. Okay, let's now dump those shares and crack on. And you see, oh, still own them, still own them. Oh, it started to dip. I still own those shares. I still own them. Come on. There we go, they've gone, and I've made 86 million. So you can see, if I drop that now I started with 100 million there. Now, as it is now, I've got quite a few shares left. I've got, where are they? I've got these shares. I'll find them in a minute. Yeah, I've got 70 million profit worth of shares there, which I could sell. I've got, I think I've got 2 lots left here. Have I got 2 lots left? Let me find. I've got 70 million in that one, which I've seen. Oh, they're both the same one. About 70 million profit there. So if I manage to sell those now, I'd make about 100 million. Yeah, I'd make about 100 million in profits. I've made 70 million profit there, another 70 million profit there, on top of the shares I've already sold, which have almost got me back up to my original value. So I'm in the money, and I can carry on investing and spending. Now, you make money early on in the game quite well with this, but time does pass. We've risked forward many days, in many game days, doing that. So it's quite dangerous because your taxes accrue in that time, your infrastructure can start to fail in that time if you're just spending all your time staring at the market. But because the game world that A-Train Railway Simulator gives you to begin with is so enormous, you may find there is some real benefit in spending a little bit of time early on in the stock market, playing it a little bit, and really giving yourself as good a chance as possible to make as big an impact as possible. And now I do this. Here's how I play it. I either do this or I use the land reserve feature. What I don't do is both. So this, if I want to develop things quickly, I play the stock market, and then I can start to build in areas and such like straight away all over the place, and really start developing a huge infrastructure within the first couple of months, which means that I can build the larger stations that aren't going to need to be expanded on later. Or I use the reserve land feature, which I build my smaller station but reserve the land around it to build the larger one later when I've got some cash. What I don't do is both, because I think that's cheating. I mean, some of you guys probably think this is cheating, but I've played games into 25, 30 years into the future, and I've still only developed half the map because some of these maps are enormous. Not a real life 25 or 30 years, but probably 30, 40 game hours. And you just need at some point to give yourself a chance early on. And the stock market is a fantastic way to do that. Okay, Paul and Clark at Degica.com signing off.